Hello, I was asked by a colleague to write down and share some of my reflections about creating sacred space around the dying. And that led me to writing this article entitled The Deathbed and Our Gift of Sacred Space. Those who are dying from acute trauma, physical and psychological, and those whose trajectory is a slow decline with regret and yearning, need us to be willing to be present at the deathbed. Present despite our inability to repair the past or remove the current pain. By realizing our own helplessness to fix suffering and a willingness to bear witness to it, we can help lessen suffering. This presence and realization is the result of purposeful learning and heightened awareness of ourselves and the needs of the dying. Once an intentional decision is made to enter the dying space and hold it in reverence, we have an obligation to the dying person and those who may be observing what is taking place. Are we able to discern our motivation for entering the space around the dying? Is it possible that what is about to occur in the hours before death, sacred perhaps without our presence, could become violated and repurposed because of our lack of commitment to the sacredness? If we sense a spiritual suffering or see a physical restlessness, a prepared and vulnerable to the moment witness will anchor the dying experience. Ativan may not have calmed the anxiety. Morphine may not have removed all of the pain. The noise of fluid-filled breaths may not have quieted with atropine. Medicine will have done all it is able. The dying person may be fully peaceful in the process or, in contrast, could struggle with the letting go, holding on dissonance in those moments. By sitting bedside, we have brought our bodies, yes, but with it the opportunity to fully bring our minds and spirits with a silent show of strength to the being in the bed. Preparing ourselves to be present during a calm death, as well as that of a tortured, painful death, is a duty, in my opinion, and for some it is a calling. However, the desire to create and hold sacred space is not enough. If we enter the blurry time between spiritual and physical transition, a mystery, with only a sense of calling, but without awareness and preparation, we risk interference rather than enhancement of sacred space. Gripping our hand tightly around an outcome, we will fail to allow the peak of sacredness to be reached. Our agendas, our definitions, our journey forced into the space around the dying person. Even if our grasp is masked in hopeful expectation of the outcome, a peaceful death, we have failed. What might become if we release ourselves from the responsibility of the dying person's experience? Instead, strive for the state where we discard the notion of that responsibility and instead embrace getting out of the way of what will surely become between us and the person whose hand we hold. Our gift to those dying is fully entering the few square feet around the bed. We are spiritually available for what awaits, physically there for the known inevitable, mindfully and emotionally grounded for the next moment. By doing so, the dying person in their state of sharing this world and the next may come to meet us freely, accepting what they need or desire. Even if we are joined with the dying in shared fearfulness, our presence going forward with breath, pause, and final breath makes fear a bystander. Love and empathy are inside the sacred space with a spiritual connection between us and the dying, regardless of medicine, location, and circumstances. Our connection with the dying erases the isolation of suffering. Our clear and intentional purpose of creating sacred space is realized. My name is Amy Billa, and I wish each of you the best on your individual journeys.